Hello, today's Thursday movement is the single leg reach or the single leg deadlift. Very similar motion, very similar movement. Some of you have this on your program, some of you do not, and that's okay. but this is a great movement for balance, great for core. Anything balance related is core related. A lot of hip stability. And then depending on how you do it, some hamstrings, some glute as well. The feet are working a little bit, so if you have issues with your feet, this may be very tough to do. Balance would be tough to do anyway. You can do this with shoes, you can do it barefoot. The more cushion, the more padding you have on the ground, the harder it's going to be versus a flat hardwood type floor. If you have a yoga mat, if you have carpet, your feet, your toes are going to have to work a little bit more if you're in bare feet, sock feet, rather than in shoes. But with this movement, so, kind of like what we did previously several weeks ago, we have the deadlift, right? Where we keep nice soft bend, hinge at the hips, get a good stretch here, right? Same idea with that single leg reach. Now, you can have something on the floor that you're physically reaching to. You can have something probably, knee height, so on a chair or something like that. But what we want to do, the main component here is we don't want to rotate the hips, right? We want to try to keep them stable. We want to try to stay stable. And same thing, we don't want to rotate the shoulders. We want to try to keep everything parallel to or straight, squared up to the floor, right? And so we have whatever leg is going back, that is the arm reaching forward. If you reach forward with this arm, it's very easy to turn and open. We don't want to do that. So reaching with that same arm almost forces the shoulders, not quite the hips. You have to pull that way, you have to pull it back in, but it almost forces the shoulders to stay square. Okay? So just like with the single leg deadlift, you can almost do this with your foot on the ground if you're really just trying to focus on the glute, on the hamstring, but almost that's the deadlift, right? We want to do that single leg balance, so that is where that foot coming up comes into play. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this or show you. But the leg that's going back, that is the arm that's going forward. Now you can just reach and hold it for balance, or you can reach for that thing on the ground. You can pick it up, right? If you want to do the full motion, you'll bring your knee all the way back up. Keep it in line with the hip, right? Reach down or reach out. Don't fall over. And then come back up. Okay? This other hand can be on the hip. It can be out to the side for stability, for balance. You may have to hold on to the wall or tap the wall just to kind of make sure that you're not flying all over the place. Another personal favorite of mine, let me grab something. Okay. Would be reaching cross body. So again, yes, you can reach forward, and that is, the main movement, but to create that you having to stay square, especially with the hips, what you can do is reach across the body. So again, that foot that's going back, that arm that is reaching are the same one, right? And you'll hinge, keeping the core nice and tight, but reaching across the body. I can't open up my hips here. I have to keep them square. Now my shoulders are rotating a little bit in the opposite direction, and that's okay. We don't want them this way. Reaching across the body, that is acceptable. That is acceptable to rotate, okay? And then if you were gonna go the other direction, you just move the item to the other side, same arm, same leg, reaching across, okay? So keeping the core tight, back nice and flat, very similar to the deadlift, but you have that added stability there as well. So that is a single leg reach. Single leg balance. If you have questions, reach out, let me know, and I'll see you next time.